Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. Please subscribe to my channel. Tap the notification bell. I'd appreciate it majorly. So, Derrius Guice, running back for the Washington football team, formerly Washington Redskins. He's been released by the Redskins and arrested on domestic violence-related charges. Around 5 o'clock today, whether or not he turned himself in or they arrested him, I'm not real sure. I saw reports that said he turned himself in. He already has a pretty high-profile defense attorney, the same guy who defended the Washington sniper. I forget his name. Maybe I'll get to it when I go through some of the details. Anyways, but he was arrested or turned himself in around 5 o'clock today. He's already been released on like $10,000 unsecured bond. But within an hour of his arrest, the Redskins released him and put out a statement saying various things. These charges were brought to the authorities' attention. Here's his booking photo right there. I mean, he's pretty high profile as a second-round draft pick, even though he hasn't put up he hasn't produced a whole lot for the Redskins because of injuries. But I think he was a high prospect. I think a lot of other teams passed on him because of potential other issues. I don't even know much about this guy, but they were saying, in the reports of, character issues and stuff like that. But they weren't, he got, the Redskins took him in the second round. That's a high pick, And he was supposed to be their starting running back last year in 2019, but he ran into injury problems again. He spent his name's Derrius Guice. Did I even say that? He spent his entire rookie year out from a blown ACL, and then he had two major injuries throughout last year, whereas, so he only saw like 5 games and didn't put up huge numbers. But supposedly he's been working on like a maniac and was going to have hoping to have a big, huge year this year in 2020 if the football season even takes place. But the charges were brought to the authorities' attention on July 22nd, which isn't that long ago, a couple weeks ago. I'm sure the Redskins organization was made aware of it at that point. But I don't know that they knew the extent or the nature of the charges until today. Who knows? But once the nature of the charges were made public by his arrest or his turning himself in, they immediately dropped him. And I think the Washington Redskins organization has some issues with this topic, recently having five former employees. I think last month the Washington Post reported this. I just read up about it now. Of having sexual assault allegations or something like that. So, there's zero tolerance for this whatsoever. But the whole NFL has very little tolerance for this, this type of behavior. So, he's still innocent until proven guilty and all that. But so he's been charged with one count of felony strangulation or one felony count of strangulation, something like that. 3 counts of assault and battery or sexual assault and battery, and 1 count of destruction of property. I'm not sure if the assault and battery counts are misdemeanors or felonies. They sound like felonies, but you'd be surprised. Sometimes they are just misdemeanors. But in the incidents, there's 3 different assault incidents that supposedly took place as all 3 of them at his residence in Ashburn, Virginia. So, but the victim allegedly, who hasn't been named, resides in Maryland, in Montgomery County, Maryland. So they were reported to the Montgomery County Police Department on July 22nd. They worked in coordination with Loudoun County Sheriff's Department, the Loudoun County Sheriff's Office, Domestic Violence Unit, in coordination with the Montgomery County Police Department. Loudoun County Sheriff's Office is where where he lives in Ashburn, Virginia. And again, just to make sure I got the charges proper, I stated them properly. So the 23-year-old running back was taken into custody on Friday on multiple charges, including 1 count of felony strangulation, according to Loudoun County Sheriff's Office. He also faces 3 counts of assault and battery and 1 count of destruction of property. And like I said, he was released on $10,000 bond. I mean, I was trying to, see who the victim hasn't been named. And he had a girlfriend. He's a second-round pick out of LSU. And I don't know if he's originally from Louisiana or not. I kind of think he is. I believe he might even have a home there as well as in Ashburn. You know, I don't know what kind of contract he had with. Well, he had with the Redskins or the Washington football team. You know, I assume it was for pretty big dollars. You know, and he probably has 2 homes. And supposedly he's known for, like, he's, known for being, live streaming himself playing Fortnite and stuff like that. He's kind of popular in that regard, supposedly. But I was trying to figure out who the victim was, and I wouldn't necessarily name it. But he had a steady girlfriend, I believe, that he was dating who was an athlete herself, played softball for Louisville. And but she was from Louisiana, too. And this person's from... and that's from as recent as 2018. In fact, she was with him when he got his ACL injury in his rookie season. But she's from Louisiana, not from Maryland, where the victim supposedly resides. He took down all of his social media. Did I even show you his picture? I don't think I did. I can't remember, dude. I did. That's the dude right there. And there he is in the Redskins or Washington football team uniform. He took down all of his, or at least the social media accounts that I brought or tried to bring up, Instagram and Twitter. I think he had some recent pictures on there of some of the people he was hanging out with. In fact, one of them is in a report here. And that's from, I don't know what the date of that photo when it was taken, but that report is just March 2020. So that's just from, a few months ago. And, but it's prior to the July 26th, July 22nd, that this was brought to the Montgomery County Police Department's attention. The 3 incidents, February 14th, April something, and, March something and April something. Sorry. February 14th, March 13th, and April 17th all went down at the NFL Star in Ashburn, Virginia. So, and they were reported on February 22nd. But that picture from Instagram that's in this thing here, when actually this is criticizing, this is basically saying he's not following social distancing practices and stuff. That had nothing to do with the sexual assault allegations, which came months later. This picture here. So, but he's been released by the Redskins, and that's pretty much the story there. I don't know. I don't know if another team would touch him right now, and I don't even know if the football season's even going to happen. But, obviously the White Redskins are in the Eagles division, so it's, unfortunately it's kind of good for the Birds, and, but in terms of his, what he had done previously, like he was out his entire rookie year for the blown ACL, but last season, 2019, Guice opened the season at the starting running back. He tore the meniscus in his right knee and missed 8 games. He then tore his medial collateral ligament in a December 8th loss at Green Bay and did not play again. He never touched the ball more than 10 times in a game, but he did average 5.83 yards on 42 carries. That's a pretty good. That's actually pretty good. So, and like I said, he was supposed to be their starting running back for 2019, and he was looking to have a big year this year. But he's now been, he's facing domestic violence charges, and he's been totally dropped by the Washington Redskins. And that's the story there, man. That is the story there. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.